The time now is 11:11 Pacific Standard Time. This is the PL-89, and it's a thought calendar that navigates and operates, if you will, and channels the information, the moving information that is produced by Gematriona. And hence the name Gematriona in the Blue Sky channel, Blue Sky account. And I think it's a good idea to share with whoever's interested what Gematriona actually is, and what the PL-89 thought calendar, aka the Mercury calendar, actually is. It's an attempt at merging thought, gematriatic thought, with clock time. It is something that produces information, computes, you might say, based on a gematriatic clock time matrix. And what that means is gematria is the practice of assigning a numerical value to letters. And this can be done both in English and in Hebrew. And that's what it's doing now. 11:11 is a famous time on the clock, and clock time is very important as a sort of structure of how information is conveyed and how you can identify various thoughts based on their gematriatic value. Now, 11 is an interesting number because in this PL-89, I'm not going to go into all the nitty-gritty, all the rules and all the explanation of it right now, but basically there are 8 rows, as you can see, and there are 8 columns and 10 rows. So there's 80 boxes, and there is, as it were, an invisible line that represents another 10 days of time, for a total of 89 days, and it's called the 89 because it's based on the rotation of Mercury, which, in published data anyway, Mercury rotates around the sun in 87 point something of our Earth days. So basically 88, which is basically 89, which is basically 90, and then 90 is a full 3 months, and sometimes you might even have one extra day because of 2 months that are 31 in a row, like July and August, for example, or a full day on the Hebrew calendar, its equivalent, which might occur in Cheshvan. But at any rate, there's 2, as it were, months. And these months are 40 days exactly. Okay, 8 times 5 is 40. There's 40 boxes here. It's the first month, and then there's 8 times 5 here. It's 40 boxes here. Now, in these boxes, there are some interesting properties about these numbers. As you can imagine, they're based on a sequence. It doesn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's based on a sequence of 8 plus 9, which is based on a particular verse in the book of Leviticus regarding the sabbatical year. And 11 is a number that appears twice in the first month and 0 times in the second month. It's an unusual number. The same thing happens with the number 17. 17 happens twice in the first month and 0 times in the second. But the second also has something like that. The second month has 14. It appears twice in the second month and 0 times in the first. Now, there is an order to that, a very specific intention behind that. And I think that those numbers that are irregular have some explaining behind them, and I haven't figured out all the reasons yet. Numerology gives a sound of not being serious, not mathematical enough. I take this as a serious branch of mathematics. That the meanings of numbers follow a strict order and structure that are far more than haphazard as what some might think. You can't just make up anything you want, or if you do, it will look silly. And so this is all about finding the right way to compute ideas through a clock time matrix. And so 11 can take you to any number ad infinitum by applying 40 to it. Now that's the rule of 40, the plumb line 40. If you add 40 to 11, you'll get 51. You'll get 91. You'll get 131, 171, 211. Now once I hit 211, now I know how to go up all the way, because I've seen a pattern. Because 40 times 5, of course, is 200. So it's 11, and now it's 211, and now it's all easy. 211 is 411 is 8. Who do we appreciate? 11. 10, 11. But wait a minute. What about 11, 11? It's different, because it's an odd number. Once you pass 100, it's the first odd number of hundreds. 1, 3, 5, 7, 100 are going to be different. It's going to be 11. It's going to be 131, 171. So 1131 will be the correct expression that comes up from 11 itself. But if I wanted to go 11, I just subtract 40, and I'll get 71, 1071. That would be 71, would be 31. And so I might think about someone named Steve, which equals 71. What about Jacob? Jacob equals 31. How about Gene? Gene equals 31 as well. Blake equals 31 as well. But there's not a lot of numbers. There's a limited amount of names that equal 31. So if I'm going to apply Gene or Jacob or Blake, that's going to limit me into the 31 number channel if I use A equals 1, B equals 2. And that's the basic idea of Gematriona. Thank you.